Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my mid-year flip through of my reading journal. So I don't do too many journaling videos on here, but I do love filming my mid-year flip through and my end-of-year flip through and setup and those kinds of videos. They're always just so fun to be able to share everything that I've been doing in my journal throughout the year with you guys. So today I'm going to be taking you through my 2025 reading journal. I'm going to be showing you everything that I've done since the start of the year. I did do a setup video for my beginning of the year spreads if you guys want to check that out, but I will be showing you how those are going so far if you don't want to go watch that video, but I will link it. I will in the one of these corners, I don't know which one. Also, before we get into it, in case you want to know, my journal is from Notebook Therapy. All of my reading journals are from Notebook Therapy just because I really like all of their designs. And this is in their original size, which is about 5 by 7 inches, I think. So it's a little bit small. I accidentally ordered this size like a couple years ago and then I found out I really liked it. So I've been using it ever since. So with that, let's just get into it. I have a bunch of fun spreads that I've done since the start of the year that I cannot wait to show you. So let's get into the flip through. All right, it is time to get on into the flip through. I'm so excited. So I have, my first page. I was gonna decorate this, but I never ended up doing it, so we'll just casually move on. So the very first page that I have in my journal was just a quick New Year's spread. I used some little pictures from the Peanuts New Year's special, but that's not super interesting. So moving on. We have my 2025 title page. Really like how this looks, although I've done this general look for my title page for the last 3 years. So I'm thinking in 2026, I'm finally gonna switch it up. I want you guys to be proud of me, but like that is my goal. Then the next page I have is my bookshelf spread. I really love how this one is turning out. Also full credits to Mady Journals on Instagram. This is where I got this original idea from. But I love how the color combo is looking so far for these books. These all represent a different format in which I could read a book. So the two pink tones that I have here are my physical books. The more purpley ones are my audiobooks. This green shade, I don't have a lot of them because that is for my ebooks. I'm not a huge ebook reader, but every now and then I do pick up an ebook. And then my tan one is for library books, and I am very happy that I do have quite a few of those on this spread, but really love this spread. I do have one small thing that I'm definitely going to be fixing next time I do this spread though. I have the spines of the books written the wrong way, like they're supposed to be flipped, if that makes sense. I did it this way on purpose so it would be like easier to write it, but I realized it just kind of looks weird, especially because I spend so much time looking at a bookshelf. I'm like, the spines don't look right. But we'll fix it later. Like literally, what can you do? But that is one thing that I would change. Moving on, we have my series tracker, and I think I can actually fill some of these in, so we'll do that real fast. But I have finished a couple of series, so I did finish the Emily Wilde series, so we'll fill that in. I also did finish the Lady Trent series so far this year. I don't think I've finished any other series though. But I have added some things since I made this spread. I added Murderbot, Anne of Green Gables, Dungeon Crawler Carl, and The Hunger Games on here. So I've read 1 Anne book. I've read 2 Dungeon Crawler Carl books. And I've read 3 Hunger Games books. But I really like this method for keeping track of my series. I think a couple of series that I want to focus on for the latter half of the year are definitely the Gravekeeper series. Also, this is filled in incorrectly. I have not read the 3rd book. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm gonna finish up Daughter of Smoke and Bone for sure. I'm definitely planning on catching up with the Hunger Games series, and I'd really like to finish the last Small Spaces book. So it's kind of my, upcoming plans for series and whatnot. Then moving on to my next spread, we have my monthly favorites and my reading goals. So we'll go through those in a minute, but I do have a couple of book covers that I can add on here. I feel like honestly, I've been in like a good book drought. Like I've read some good books this year, but I feel like I haven't read as many as I would have wanted to. But I feel like, the ones that I have on this spread, I still really like. I do not have the little cover for first time callers, so we'll just have to pretend that I'm putting that in. But my favorite book for April was my reread of Catching Fire, and my favorite book of May was Anne of Green Gables. And then I feel like I've talked your ear off about my picks for January, February, and March, so we won't go into those. But for my yearly reading goals, some of these I think I can fill in because I have read a book over 1,000 pages. I've read 2 classics. I read Sense and Sensibility and Anne of Green Gables. I have read 50 books. And the rest of these I've not been doing too hot on. As for the read 2 library books a month, I obviously cannot fill that in yet. I think I'm on track. I think I've been doing that. Next up I have my yearly TBR. I feel like I'm doing kind of a decent job at this right now. I've read 7 out of the 15 or so that are on this list, which is halfway, which I feel like is about where I should be. Though I feel like it's been a minute since I've read a book that was on this list, so really need to get on that. But I am going to be reading A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping soon, so I'll be able to knock something off, but I need to get with it. I need to get going. Then moving on, we have my new releases by month. I have added quite a few since I initially made this spread for the latter half of the year, and I'm so excited about so many of them. Really like having this to reference. I literally reference this like all the time. It is so handy. Then I have my reading tracker. You may think that like it's going all right. It's really not. I have not filled in any of May, June, or July. We don't have to talk about it. It's okay. Typically, I like to go back in and bulk fill these. I feel like between my reading blogs and my Goodreads, I feel like I can kind of piece this together pretty well. So that'll be a project for another day. Obviously, this has nothing in it as well, but I will go back and do it eventually. I just didn't do it for this video. I'm so sorry, but I'll show you when it is done. Then we kind of move out of my beginning of the year spreads and we move into just like some random spreads that I did. I remade my Studio Ghibli watch list. I've not watched a single new Ghibli movie this year, but I found a couple of new favorites last year, so I'm hoping I can get back into these. Then after that, I made my books bought this year spread. So I guess I kind of do go back to like a more beginning of the year spread, but whatever. Here are all the books that I've bought so far this year, and I also like put the month that I buy them in. I feel like I've been doing a really good job for me personally at not buying too many books. My goal is to keep it under 55 this year, and I'm halfway through the year and I've only bought 21. So if things continue as they've been going, I feel like it's looking pretty good. But I feel like this spread really does keep me accountable. I feel like, you know, a little bit sad every time I have to go fill it in. But I have bought some books this year that I'm really happy to have. So there's some give and take there. So it's all good. Then moving on, I have my January spread. I love all the blue on this page. These little cloud stickers I believe I got from Michaels, and they're so cute. And I feel like I read some decent books in January. I finished the Lady Trent series, which again, I really enjoyed. I kind of did a decent job on my TBR, like, you know, over 50%, so that's not too bad. And then I have my spread for my Away with the Fairies readathon, which was a Patreon readathon that I did throughout the month of February. This is one of my favorite spreads just because of all the colors. These little butterfly stickers are so cute. I also feel like this year I've been experimenting more with, I wouldn't really call it scrapbooky, but it's a little bit different of a vibe than I have normally done in years past for my spreads. It's a little bit more random. It's a little bit more like all over the place. I feel like all of my spreads are busy, but like this is busy to the max. And I really like this. So I have a couple other spreads that kind of look like this throughout the year as well. Then after that, I have my February spread. I have these really cute little dessert stickers, which were literally begging me to use them in February. So obviously I had to oblige. And I never went in and filled in my stats for February, but obviously my favorite book in February was Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. How could it not be? Then moving on, I have the spread, How Fortuitous Is This, that I did for Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. You guys already know I love the Emily Wilde series, and I literally just took like some things that I had previously drawn and adjusted them to be pink so I could use them for this spread. But I love the pink and blue. Like both of these covers are so stunning, and I love pink and blue as a color combo, you know, so I really do like this spread. Then I have my March spread. I really like these butterfly stickers as well. Like I've used these so many times in this journal. You will see that I've had multiple sticker sheets of these. But March was a pretty decent reading month. I read The Geographer's Map to Romance, which was my favorite book of the month. I also read like some Discworld books. I read some more Murderbot books, just some good stuff. Then moving on, I have my spring TBR. Again, kind of just like an all over the place spread kind of thing, but I really like how this looks. I feel like I never know how to like do these videos. I'm just like, I like it. Obviously I like it because I made it, but like, what else do I say? I don't know. But I love all of like the stickers and the little book covers. It's fun. It's just very pleasing to my eye personally. Like I love things that are just on the cusp of being slightly too busy, and I feel like this is definitely on that cusp. Then I made a spread for my favorite vampire media. I went through my favorite vampire TV shows, graphic novels, movies, and books. Why I decided to do this in the middle of March? I don't know. I was watching a lot of Buffy at the time, so I was like, you know what? I just want to make a spread for the vampires. And I did. I feel like a lot of my favorite vampire media is really goofy, honestly, but I love it. I love it just the same. Then after that, I have my quarter one wrap up. So I just printed out every single book that I read in the first 3 months of the year. Honestly, it was really fortuitous that I read like a number that could be put into these rows very evenly. Like it just looks very satisfying like this. And I want to do one of these for quarter two. I haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but I'm going to do something very similar for quarter two as well. But I do like this layout a lot. I haven't really done a spread like this for my quarterly wrap-ups before, but I want to try and do it for every single quarter this year. Then after that, I have my April spread. I feel like I was a little bit uninspired in April. I was just like, what do? I don't know. So I just kind of based it around this singular ghost sticker sheet that I had. And I feel like the colors work really well for April. I do like this with like the book spread, TBR, stats being integrated into the text like this. And again, I've used this kind of format again in my journal, so you will see this again. Then for the next spread, I have my Hunger Games spread that I did. As I've said a couple of times, I reread the first 2 Hunger Games books, and then I read Mockingjay for the first time this year. It was so good, and I enjoyed the series so much that I needed to make a spread for it. I also had like the perfect sticker sheet. Like, tell me this bow and arrow with the fall leaves isn't stunning. This is a sticker sheet that Cass made back when she was still selling stickers, and I'm so happy that I had it for this spread. Then after that, I have a spread that I did for a 24-hour readathon that I was doing. One of my goals this year is to focus on my reading journal a little bit more. I feel like after I got my Hobonichi last year, I was slacking a little bit using my reading journal, so I've been trying to like get back into it. I've been making specific, like if I'm doing a video, I'll make like a spread for the books that I read in that video kind of thing, and I'm really enjoying doing that. And I feel like it works really well for a 24-hour readathon specifically, so that's what I did for that. Then after that, I have my May setup. I really do love my May setup, mainly because I spent so much time working on this. I do not know how long it took me to cross-stitch these letters, but it was not a short amount of time, that's for sure. But I feel like it really paid off. I also really like the weight that this adds to the journal because it makes it stay open a little bit better. Then another reading vlog specific spread that I did was for the video where I was letting a TBR jar choose my reads for a week. And I did put the little slips that were in the TBR jar on the spread, so I thought this one was fun. Then after that, this is a spread that I did for yet another video where I was reading a bunch of kind of spring things. I read The Wind in the Willows this week, and I love the artwork that's in The Wind in the Willows, so I like wanted to, you know, put some of those on here. I also have this cute little frog, which I still love him so much. He's so cute. Then moving on, I have my spread for my Lepidoptera readathon, which was another readathon that I did for my Patreon back in May. Again, I really like this one. Also, all of the book covers of the books that I read went really well together, so I was pretty happy about that. Then after that, I have my June spread. Honestly, like, I'm a little bit iffy on my June spread. I feel like it's a bit too colorful for my liking. Now that I'm looking at it, like the book covers and this paper over here, I'm like, is it too much? I don't know. I feel like my journal style is already so busy that like adding this many colors into it, I'm like, I don't know if I like it. Like, it's fun. I just don't know. I like the general setup. I also did a terrible job at getting to my June TBR. Honestly, June was just a wash. I got my wisdom teeth taken out, so like nothing good happened in June. So we're just gonna casually move on past it because I don't want to think about it. Then moving on, I did finally read all of the books that are currently out in the Truly Devious series. So I did like a little murder board situation for it. I've done a murder board like this before for the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, but I thought the Truly Devious series was also kind of begging me to do a murder board. I listened to all of these on audio while I was working on some sewing projects that I was focusing on at the time, and it was just so fun. So had to be immortalized. Then I have like a little half spread for my romance reading blog that I did at the beginning of June, and then an empty spread because I don't know what to put here. I like the concept of doing half spreads, but I'm like, I need 2 ideas to do the half spread. I can't just do one and then like, what's gonna go there? I don't know. It's a mystery that we'll have to solve some other time. And then after that, I have my summer TBR. I decided to do this in like the exact same way that I did my spring TBR just because, you know, why not? Why come up with a new idea when I could just do the same thing that I already did? But I love the colors on this spread. My mom recently got like a little thing that'll like cut paper for you. It's not a Cricut, it's like more of a manual thing. And she had these little button dies, which I thought were so freaking cute for the summer spread, so I had to do those. And then I got like a fun little sticker sheet. I really like all the colors on this spread a lot. And then after that, I have a mid-year check-in. I decided just to, you know, put kind of my top 7 books that I've read so far this year. I feel like none of these are a surprise, honestly, but I really like how this one turned out. I feel like this was a big like trust the process spread because initially when I put these book covers down and there was like nothing else on here, I was like, this looks terrible. But like, sometimes you really just do need to trust the process because this is like now one of my favorite spreads that I have in my journal. And then my last spread that I have currently in here is my July spread. Obviously, I have not done any reading for July because it's currently the 1st of July, but I made this the other day with this really cute sticker sheet that I got from Latoon store on Etsy. They are also the shop that I got these stickers that I used in the beginning of this journal. Highly recommend. I love their sticker sheets so much and I want to buy them all, but I decided to use this like romantic flower one for July. I thought that would be fun. But this is set up in basically the same way that my April spread was set up. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't feel like coming up with a new layout and it's just so much easier to copy one that I already did. So we have officially reached the end of all of the journaling that I've done so far this year. I'm very excited to get into the second half of this year in my reading journal because I get to do all my fun fall spreads. And obviously those are my favorites, so I can't wait to get into those. But we have reached the end of my journal flip through. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the outro. All right, so those are all of the spreads that I've done in my journal since the start of the year. I really hope you guys enjoyed going through these with me. As I said, I love being able to share my reading journal with you guys. It is one of my favorite mid-year videos to do, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this one as well. Obviously, I would love to know if you guys keep a reading journal. Do you have any specific spreads that you like to do? I think my favorite kinds of spreads to do are book-specific spreads. I don't do them a lot, but when I do end up doing them, I really enjoy how they turn out. But if you have any specific spreads that you love to do, I'd love to know about them. Maybe you can give me some ideas. That could be kind of fun. But with that, I feel like that's everything I have to share with you in this video. Again, I really hope you enjoyed the flip through. I'm very excited for the spreads that I'm going to be doing in the second half of the year. I feel like I'm about halfway through this journal exactly, which is very satisfying. So I feel like I'm going to be able to dedicate this entire journal. Winnie's coming to say hi. Winnie is a big journaling fan. As you can tell, she just looks so happy. So with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. If you are ever looking for more journaling content from me, I know I do a lot in my vlogs, but if you ever want more, I do bi-monthly journaling videos for my top tier patrons, which are usually where I do like those more book specific kind of spreads. So I love being able to film those. So if you want to come and check them out, you totally could. But I think with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. So thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.